Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host, Ahmed Nawaz. It's Monday once again, and we're going to be discussing some great news from the world of sports, and obviously bringing you something very special because that's what we do at Sports Extra. I'm your host, Ahmed Nawaz, and I always bring you that one thing that is always important, and that is finding the real talent in Pakistan, courtesy of the great team that we have with us of Sports Extra, from the sports set, from the producer, from everybody that is involved, including our researchers, our team, IT, engineering, cameramen, BOs, everybody, I think, contributes a lot in bringing the real talent forward and highlighting it on the biggest stage as well. Tonight we're going to be discussing something similar. It's going to be a young prodigy who is taking the world of tennis by storm. She might be young at age, but she's really big at heart, and we're going to be in an exclusive conversation with her, and I'm going to reveal her who she is and what she has been achieving in just a short amount of time in our first segment. We're going to be discussing that in detail, because what she has achieved in tennis at such a young age is something beyond what anybody has ever done, and I think this truly tells a lot where Pakistan tennis is going and what future do we have in terms of tennis, especially in terms of women tennis, if we talk about that as well. And in the second half of the show as well, we'll be discussing another very important activity that took place. That was the SJS Awards that took place, and a lot of journalists were awarded with different awards. Their outstanding performances were highlighted, especially the players who have achieved a lot for Pakistan in the last couple of years as well. They were honored with the same time as well with a couple of awards. We'll be discussing that as well. But first of all, the young prodigy I talked about, the surprise thing that Pakistan has installed for you, winning some great prizes on the world stage. Let's just go take a look who she is and then come back.
Haniya Minhas is a rising tennis girl from Pakistan. She started her tennis career at the age of 3 and quickly fell in love with the sport. Young tennis sensation Haniya belongs from Karachi. Her ambition is to be the best in the world and to win the first Grand Slam for Pakistan. Haniya has a natural knack for the game which her parents recognized and encouraged, which has helped her in continuing her passion. Her father, who is a tennis expert and a trainer, is her coach. Just to be brief of what Haniya has achieved at the age of 9, she is the first girl in history of Pakistan to be ranked number 1 against boys and first girl in history to be in 42 finals in 1 year. Haniya is the youngest girl in history to win a women's event at the age of 9. Haniya annexed a double crown in the Syed Punjab Junior Tennis Championship 2020. Haniya continues to inspire the tennis greats and enthusiasts with her tremendous tennis skills and techniques. She is used to not allowing her opponents to even earn a single point and fully dominate them. Her daily training routine is quite intensive. It is spread over 3 hours, where she spends 2 hours on tennis and 1 hour for fitness. Haniya's love and dedication for tennis has helped her in winning 6 international titles in Dubai and 15 national champions titles in Pakistan. Haniya looks forward to keep making her country proud.
Haniya Minhas, such a young age she is in, but what a big heart and what great talent that we have for Pakistan, and certainly somebody for the future to raise that flag up high and bring a lot of accolades for the country as well. She already is definitely achieving, but such a young age, probably the most exhilarating sport in the world, that is tennis. Individual sport, of course, but what a talent she is, and we have the honor of being joined with us through Skype by her father, Mr. Mohammad Minhas, and of course Haniya at the same time as well, who are going to be our exclusive guest. Assalamu alaikum, Minhas, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum, we are fine, alhamdulillah, hope you're well as well. Thank you for hosting us.
I'm very well. Haniya, how are you? Great to see some of your visuals and your footages. Looks like you really love what you're doing in tennis.
Thank you. I'm very fine. How are you?
I'm very well. Right. Mr. Minhas, I'd straight away come to you because as a father, I understand raising kids is a whole new dimension that we see. We're worried about their careers. We want to let them go through a good education, try to build a role model for them at the same time as well. But finding that spark of having somebody at such a young age go through probably one of the most difficult sports in the world, how did you recognize this talent in Haniya?
Well, we were living in Dubai before that, and I used to go for coaching, and Haniya was doing a lot of sports when she was small, and until today she does even football and, swimming and other things. So when she was 3-4 years old, I just saw she has a very big talent to the sport. She, when she picked up the racket for the first time, she started hitting the ball without any issues. Whereas certain children, they require, months of training to be able to hit the ball properly. So I realized that, maybe this is something she would enjoy and be good at. So as the years went on, she started loving it more and more, and here we are now.
MashaAllah, definitely. But Haniya, what about you? Playing tennis is very difficult, like I said. So at first, did you find it a bit difficult, or were you always happy with playing tennis?
I was always happy.
She was always happy, definitely. That says a lot with what she's achieving. But Minhas, let's talk about the training in particular. You're managing a girl at such a young age, mashallah, very, very talented. But definitely this is a sport where we've seen that players, even in their twilights of their careers or even on the international circuit, are struggling too much with the fear of injuries, the right amount of diet that needs to be put into perspective. And as we heard from the profile package of Haniya as well, that she has a very rigorous training routine which spans about 3 hours or more. How do you tend to manage all of this at such a young age? Obviously, her body's going through that fatigue as well.
Well, I mean, she was already training with me fitness since she was about 3 years old. She can do about 100 push-ups in a row, which some men cannot do. But the important thing is that, she enjoys what she does, and for her, spending 4 hours on the court is like for someone sitting at school 4 hours. So this is why we decided, that she cannot manage school and tennis at the same time in terms of, she has to travel and train, and she would not have the time to do homework. So we decided to pull her out of school and let her do homeschooling. My wife used to be a teacher, so that's very convenient, and it suits us this way.
That's a big sacrifice, definitely. I guess not many parents can go through that as well. But like we said, managing all of this definitely on the stage. Then once you put her into professional career as well, once she started playing competitive tennis, how did you find that? Because as we understand that she's been participating in a lot of tournaments, even ranked #1 amongst the boys, which is something very, very surprising and something to be exceptionally proud of. And at the same time, representing in 42 finals is something phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing great. She loves what she does. Certain children are very good in training, but then when they play competitive matches, they get nervous and they are not able to compete. And certain children, just to give you an example, Alexander Zverev or Stefanos Tsitsipas, who's #6 in the world, when they train, they don't really put much effort, but when they compete, this is where you really see them shine. They have no fear. They just want to win. And Haniya is actually the same. She loves to compete against other kids and prove herself. So when we came to Pakistan, within the first year, she started dominating. So we decided it's enough already in Pakistan. Now we need to focus on getting her outside to Europe, to Asia, and see how she does there. Because this is where she will really grow, That's the whole point. We want her to really do great things for Pakistan, not just, for women, but just, bring the sport on the map in the world, like Aisha Mulhaq Qureshi did.
Well, you're definitely there besides her, and prayers to you that you're going to be there for her. But tell me the main factor about the Pakistan Tennis Federation as well. Have you been, given that support that you've needed? Have you been supported as much as you want, or is there something that you'd still like for them to work on?
I mean, the Pakistan Tennis Federation, I think, is doing a good job. They are, trying to host a lot of tournaments and helping the kids, to grow their level. But, financially, of course, it's very difficult. Not everyone gets the chance to get funds. So we were lucky enough to get a sponsor, which is the Gilchrist and Abdulrazak Dawood Foundation, the BART Foundation, which was founded by Mr. Razak Dawood, who is also the founder of Defcon Engineering. And various entities are big contributors to the BART Foundation. They are changing fortunes and enabling deserving individuals realize their potential as champions. And I think, it's a really great thing. They believed in Haniya and they are supporting her financially to travel abroad and to play international tournaments where she will be able to represent Pakistan. This is really something amazing for us.
Inshallah. And Haniya, if I would just like to ask you, who is your favorite tennis player overall?
No, my favorite tennis player is Rafael Nadal.
Ooh, that's a big of a competition now because I'm a big Roger Federer fan.
Oh, big competition.
Right. So Haniya, what do you like most about playing tennis? If we ask you, what is Haniya's strength? Is it the forehand, the backhand? What is your one special ability?
My forehand.
Your forehand, definitely. And we wish Haniya definitely all the best. Mr. Minhas, I'd like to give all my prayers and support to you as well. I think Pakistan is exceptionally proud of you as a father and you as a coach for Haniya as well. And we've got a lot of players for Haniya to go excel in the future. And all the very best to you and your family.
Inshallah. Jazakallah. And thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. And Haniya, you're a sweetheart. Keep on at the big stage. Lots of love for you. Right, we're going to go towards a short break now. You've seen the prodigy in action. Haniya is truly somebody who's going to be achieving big for Pakistan. We'll just go towards a short break, but when we come back, we'll have our second segment in detail. Stay tuned to Sports Extra.